Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Marcia Martin, the heart healer, and I am so excited to share this teaching with you about gratitude because gratitude can help you unlock your ability to manifest everything with ease. And when you add the angelic realm onto what you already understand about gratitude, now you make everything flow in a way that just feels good. So today, let's take a look at these three energetic beings that can help you be in the place of alignment, be in the place of flow, and be available so that you are where the energy that you need in order to manifest the desires of your heart is already residing. Remember, we can always do things the hard way. You can try to live your life in the dark in a cave that has no access to light. And you can try to navigate your life through that cave. Or you can call on the angels. You can welcome them into your heart. You can clear away all of the pain and the debris and the hurt and the trauma, and you can be walking in sunshine. We always have a choice, and there is no one right choice. Oftentimes, we need the darkness so that we can fully appreciate what we will have in the light. So don't disregard your dark moments, but as soon as you are able, make the choice to let go of the abuse and trauma from the past, to be here in the present, and to receive the help that you need in order to live your best life. So, just to recap, with gratitude, it is so important that you only express sincere gratitude. If you are trying to fake it, if you are trying to pretend that you're grateful for this thing that you hate, you're not going to get anywhere. And actually, I'm going to do another live next week about the difference between words and intentions, because we really need to be clear on what is causing you to experience the challenges that you are experiencing or the ease that you are interacting with. What is it that's drawing to you these events and situations? I want you to know and to truly understand that you always have a choice. If you don't like the way something is moving forward, you can change your mind and choose a better outcome. So that's for next week. Well, let's stay on gratitude right now. Just know that unless your gratitude is sincere, unless you really can feel grateful for what you are experiencing, you are not making any headway. Nothing is gained when you're pretending. It's as though you have an option of the slow lane or the fast lane, or just the neutral lane. If you are pretending that you're grateful, you'll be lucky if you can hold yourself in the neutral lane. Maybe you'll get to the slow lane if you really work hard, but you will never get into the fast lane. And if you're not paying attention, you may even reverse, because when you are pretending, you're not really in alignment with your greatest good or with help from the divine. One of the ways that you can get into alignment and stay there easily is to expect only good. Now, I know that we live in a world where we sort of feel that we need to expect some bad along with the good. But this is what I want you to do: expect only good. Allow yourself to spend time in the energy of what feels right. Yes, you will interact with challenges and unwanted experiences along the way, but they will be easier to navigate if your cup is overflowing with good. Remember that God is good and good is God. So if it is not good, you have stepped into a place where God is not, and that means you've stepped out of alignment. You're into that alternative reality that you may be creating on your own or creating in conjunction with mass consciousness, but it is not the reality of the divine. So at any time, you can choose to step back into the place where you are in alignment, and you will instantly be back flowing with what is good. And you will stay on that path as long as you stay focused on the good. One of the ways to do that and to really hold on to that alignment is to remember that you are always loved. There has never been and will never be a time when you are not loved by the divine, or when you are not seen as worthy or acceptable. So know that you are always loved, no matter what society may be saying to you, no matter what your circumstances want you to believe. In the mind, the eyes, and the heart of the divine, you are always loved and accepted. So, the things we want to eliminate, if we are truly practicing gratitude: pretending, faking, forcing, trying to make something happen that is perhaps not for you, the time isn't right, or is something that you only want because someone else has it. That which will lead you closer to your goal, to your own personal alignment, and bring you the most joy: flowing, allowing, and receiving. It is very important that you not only give, but that you allow yourself to receive. One of the most brilliant things about the divine is they receive our love and they give love in abundance. They are not sitting there saying to themselves, we're not worthy of receiving love. We're not worthy of being in relationships. They are overflowing with love. They're delighted for you to love them and for them to love you and for them to give you everything and for you to give gratitude in return. Be a good receiver. It's not going to make you more noble, more special in the eyes of God if you are, oh, I don't want to, I won't take anything. I'm just going to give. It just puts you out of balance. So now let's take a look at the three angelic beings that are going to help you stay in that place of alignment, stay in that place of gratitude, and manifest your desires with ease. And as always, as we get going here, if you have comments or questions, please include them. If you have a particular topic that you would like me to talk about, I won't address it in this stream, but we can address it in the future. So just please put it in the comments and say, hey, in the future, would you talk about this? Or just something like that. But for today, we want to focus on gratitude. So the first being that we want to talk to or spend time with today is Archangel Ariel. Now, I really adore Archangel Ariel, not only because she is of incredible strength, her name means Lioness of God, but because she is such a being of flow. So, why this is important for us as beings that want to learn to be better at manifesting and using gratitude as a way to help really harness our manifestation projects and do them with ease is that Ariel is very connected with all of the animals and water. So, especially those creatures that live in the water. And what do water and abundance and manifestation and gratitude all have that's similar? We want all of these things to flow. We want our gratitude to flow from us. We want our manifestations to flow to us. And just like water, we want this to be done with ease, not with any kind of struggle or strain, just flowing downhill into the banks of an even larger body of water, which is God. So we flow our desires out into this space of manifestation, which is the divine. And we add to that our gratitude. We're so excited and delighted about this thing that we're going to be receiving. And then we begin opening our hearts so that we are then able to receive whatever guidance we may need in order to be in alignment with this thing that we want to create. So, Archangel Ariel is a beautiful being of flow, and she teaches us to flow rather than to force. She also has in uh, context, just with the water, she can help you with the purification with water. If you are wanting to purify a body of water that you live near, you can call on Archangel Ariel and just continue to bless that water day after day until you see some improvement. But for our practice of gratitude today, she will help you flow like water. She also seeks to heal and protect. And that's important because it is very difficult to be grateful when you are in the midst of a crisis, or you are feeling desperate, or you're feeling lost and confused. So, Archangel Ariel helps you heal the situation and protect yourself and your family from further damage so it will be easy for you to express sincere gratitude. When we are feeling vulnerable, instead of empowered, we feel like victims and we don't get anything accomplished. So, we want to feel as we truly are, empowered beings in alignment with the divine. Archangel Ariel will also help you to stabilize. And this is important because remember that Jesus said to us, it is better that you be either hot or cold, because if you are lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. Lukewarm, not can't figure out whether you want to go on this side or that side or what you want to do, is sort of like running in a circle and expecting to arrive at your destination. One minute, oh, go, go, go. The next minute, oh, I'm not sure. You know what? I like this other direction. You can't make forward progress that way. So, Archangel Ariel helps you stabilize so that you hold on to that direction that is for your highest good. She gives you the strength and the courage of a lion. She's also extremely connected to Mother Earth, and she brings balance and harmony by helping us remember to connect, to ground, and to fully appreciate all that we have in this earth community. All of the animals, the plants, the beautiful harmony, and the incredible support. Now, one thing that's really so fascinating about all of these angels is that when you are near their element or the thing that they do best, they are at their strongest, just as when we are working in alignment with our own personal gifts, we may be at our strongest. So you may feel the presence of Ariel when you are near running water and in the wind. This is where she has dominion over these things. So that's Archangel Ariel, the lioness of God. And Audrey tells us, Amen with Archangel Gabriel, because he helps with the flow. And that is so true. Archangel Gabriel is another divine being of just fabulous help that will help you open and really receive from God. Now, Archangel Gabriel is often seen with that horn, and gives us sort of announcements from God. So, Archangel Gabriel is a wonderful one to call upon. And yes, and she worked with Audrey is saying she also works with Archangel Ariel. And just please open your heart to all of them. But if you want to receive messages or you feel like you need communication from God, Archangel Gabriel is a wonderful conduit. And our Audrey is saying that she interacts with all of these beings in meditation. You cannot replace your meditation time with anything, although meditation can be done differently depending on what works best for you. So if you don't like sitting still, try a walking or running meditation or some other form of meditation that is going to allow you to get into that flowing place of the divine and out of the chatterbox of your mind. But you cannot replace some meditative practice. It is your best avenue toward real divine, a good divine relationship. Now, I want to go next to Archangel Raziel, one of my favorite angelic beings, because his name means the secret of God. Now, I don't know about you, but when I began this journey a long time ago, I was very desperate in a very dark place and was just grasping at straws. I latched on to absolutely everything as a way to get me out of the mess that I had created. The one thing I didn't want to hear is that the mess was of my own creation. I wasn't ready to hear that. I didn't want to take any responsibility, but I wanted out. And because I was so desperate, and because I was in a dark place, and because I didn't value myself or see myself as worthy, I started interacting with a lot of people who told me they knew something that I wasn't ever going to learn, that I wasn't good enough. Now, this is very different from a teacher or a guide, a coach, or a counselor. Those people may have a class or a course or have written a book or have be offering you advice, and they are helping to guide you into your own truth. And so they would help you to gather the knowledge that you need to have your own personal relationship. What I'm talking about are the fraudsters, the people that are tricking you, very similar to what we're experiencing in our Facebook group. We have a bot, I think, that keeps writing in the comments, all hail to Master so and so. Call this number. He's a witch doctor and he will make all of your problems go away for this amount of money. That is just a way to steal your money. That's not going to move you closer to the divine. If you work with a counselor, a guide, a teacher, a coach, yes, you should expect to pay them for the services they're offering you, but you should also expect to grow. You should be learning how to create and hold your own personal relationship with God. And that's what Archangel Raziel will help you with, because Archangel Raziel knows the secrets of the universe and how the universe operates, and he teaches you to understand and apply them rather than blindly following. So it's not even enough to perhaps know all the laws. You have to know how you can operate within them successfully, or else it just feels like you're never making any progress. So Archangel Raziel helps us with those universal principles and helps us to understand that higher level of thought that you're not going to be able to step right into. First, you need your foundation. You need to understand what's going on. How did I get here? What are some small steps that I can take? But as you grow in your relationship with the divine, you should also be wanting to grow in your knowledge of how all of this operates so that you can work with it even more easily. So that's one thing that Archangel Raziel will help you with, help you open to divine guidance and have that higher level of understanding. And it is never going to be that the divine are withholding something from you, but it may be that you are not ready to receive it. And that's okay. Don't feel badly if you've only just begun and you're not understanding things at a level of a Buddha or a Jesus or a Muhammad. We're all growing and working our way to that place. What you need to know is that if you continue, you will get to that level. You may be missing some of the components. If you're just beginning, you wouldn't have them yet. Some of that foundational knowledge, and that can make some of this higher knowledge seem uncomfortable or confusing. That's okay. Just keep going. As you add more to your foundation, you will be able to add more to your understanding. You may also find that you're feeling lost or confused because you're trying to bend the universe to your will, or you haven't spent enough time establishing a relationship with the divine. You've got to have something to work with. It's like those of us who learned to read had to begin with knowing what the letters looked like and sounded like. So don't force yourself to jump ahead. Just allow yourself to flow as you gain that knowledge. And remember that gratitude isn't about words, the formula, or the methods. Gratitude is a heart based expression that comes from a cleared and healed heart and welcomes goodness. So, Archangel Raziel is going to teach you manifestation by aligning with the natural, with what already is in existence, with the ebb and flow that every creature that is without any kind of stress naturally understands. There are cycles to all of life, and Archangel Raziel will help you understand those cycles. So, life is kind of like an ocean. And if you are in fear as the wave recedes because you feel like, oh my gosh, this thing that almost touched my toes has gone out and away from me and it will never come back again, then you're placing yourself in a state of chaos, and it's almost impossible to manifest anything but chaos from that state. You are in that chase mindset. I have to run after everything. I cannot just be in my alignment and assume that things are going to come to me. But if you also are fearing as the wave approaches, because now you're looking down and you're saying, oh my gosh, this thing is going to cover my toes, then you are experiencing overwhelm. You're afraid, or you believe that everything that is coming toward you is going to drown you or overwhelm you. Just allow Archangel Raziel to guide you into that beautiful ebb and flow. So instead of fearing, let's ground into the correct knowledge. And what is that correct knowledge? Well, let's look at 4 different truth statements. First, you are perfect for where you are. If you are in kindergarten, it is not appropriate for you to be in graduate school. You will get there, but not in this moment. You are perfect as you are. This being that is you in this moment is absolutely perfect. It may not be perfect for yesterday or perfect for tomorrow, but you are not in those moments. You are here now and you are perfect for this moment. You are always loved and you are always safe. You are free to explore. You are free to release yourself from this physical body because you are able to return to the energetic state that is never ending. So now let's take a look at those same waves that we were afraid of when they were going away from us and afraid of when they were coming to us. Let's, instead of fearing them because we're afraid that they're never coming back or we're afraid that they're going to overwhelm us, let's look at how the waves can help us become in tune with our prosperity. The ebbing of the wave, the moving away, can be you giving to others. The flowing is you receiving from others. Now, it's not always a direct correlation, so I don't want you to kind of put yourself in that very structured mold. You may give and give and give and give in one area of your life and receive nothing from that area. But you may give very little to this other area of your life, and it may give you a tremendous amount instead. So just give as you are guided and receive as you are guided without worrying that it's not perfectly balanced. It will balance itself out. It's not necessarily I give over here and receive from that place. Let it be more flowing than that. And that brings us to our last energetic presence, which is Melchizedek, who is the king of righteousness, or right standing with God. And part of right standing is being able to receive the gifts of God. It's important to remember that there are no favorites. You can be the most wonderful, fabulous, incredible person on this planet, and I'm sure that you are. Or you can be the most horrid, horrible, terrible person on this planet. And we've all had moments like that as well. And you will still be loved equally by the divine. We need to learn to see ourselves as God sees us, which is perfect. And then we will not engage in so much self criticism or feel the need to judge or criticize others. When we allow ourselves to feel good, we can easily allow others to feel good, and we draw more things to feel good about to us. Melchizedek is considered to be the first teacher of gratitude, and this is because he offered bread and wine to Abraham. And this signifies the totality of our being. It is the eternal promise of rightness, which is right standing with God, and also demonstrating to us that nothing will be taken from us unless it is no longer serving our highest good. You can move away from God. It's your choice. You have free will. But you will always be accepted by God. So you can cut off or reduce the contact. However, the divine will continue to see you as perfect and hold you in a state of acceptance. Melchizedek will help us to regulate the flow of energy throughout the universe. And our manifestation process and our gratitude practice are just simple exchanges of energy. So, Melchizedek helps us understand that all energy is the basis for creation. And he helps us to tune into the frequency of that creation and to use it to create our own reality by participating in what is wanted. If you are putting out a lot of energy, a lot of time is spent on what is wrong or what is not acceptable to you, you are cultivating around yourself an energetic being that works like an attractor beacon to you that says, give me more to focus on that is not in alignment with my highest good. So we want to understand that everything is energy, and we must put our focus on that which is wanted if we are going to be able to receive what is wanted. Yes, we all have moments where things are not going our way and we get distracted or disturbed or whatever it may be. But spend the majority of your time with focused, energetic awareness and on what is wanted, and you will receive in return more that is wanted. Melchizedek helps us, teaches us to create by adding or reducing the amount of energy flowing in a particular direction. So we don't want to flow all of our energy into what is unwanted. We want to flow most or all of our energy into what is wanted, with the understanding that that is going to bring us more of whatever we're focused upon. And yes, Audrey, that is a huge amen from anybody who has been on this journey of spiritual awareness, awakening, enlightenment for more than a minute. You understand how powerful energy is and how fabulous it is when you are truly in alignment with what is wanted, as opposed to over in no man's land where you are just interacting with everything you don't want. And take it from me, it took me a long time to learn this, and it was a hard time of my life. So make it easy. So, very quickly, we only have a few minutes. Let's look at the gratitude components so that you can have the easiest gratitude practice possible. Ariel is teaching you to flow rather than force. Sincere gratitude flows from a grateful heart, and there is no need to be reminded to say thank you when it's sincere. When you are overflowing with gratitude, it will pour forth from you. If somebody is needing to remind you to say thank you, it's either something that you didn't want or something that you're not in alignment with. So instead of forcing yourself, take a moment and ask yourself, oh, do I really want this thing? Archangel Raziel will help you to understand and apply the universal principles rather than following blindly. I don't want you to follow any teacher, no matter how well meaning they are. I want you to follow them because they are showing you principles that you can use in your life to enhance your life, and they are encouraging you to create your own relationship. If a teacher tells you, do this, but don't ask me why we are doing it, I would not put a lot of energy or attention into their teachings. I think they could lead you astray. They may have the best intentions in the world, but they should be able to tell you why you're doing it and help you cultivate a relationship, a personal relationship with the divine. Sincere gratitude understands why it's grateful. If you are just saying thank you by rote, because I hand myself a piece of paper, oh, thank you, but I don't know why I'm saying thank you. It's just you being polite, but it doesn't have any energetic resonance and it's not going to help you bring your manifestation closer. It probably won't push it away, but it's not a gas pedal for your manifestation. So understand the energy behind the practice so that you can really put your foot on the gas and have the life that you want. You don't want to repeat meaningless words. I know I've said that over and over, and next week we're really going to dive deep into this, but it is such a sore point for me because I know so many people that have been tricked by that idea that it's the words that are making the difference. Melchizedek is going to help us manifest or create through the proper flow of energy. When we understand how energy works, we can use it more effectively. Staying in the flow is being in right standing with the divine. Sincere gratitude makes use of the energy of love. And this is not romantic love. This is that heart connected, unconditional, totally accepting love that flows to each one of us from the divine. But sincere gratitude has the ability to lock on to that unconditional loving energy and create even more for you to be grateful for. Love expands all of the good that's available. It is impossible for you to send out love and to receive overwhelming hatred or destruction in its place if it is sincere God-centered love. Hate reduces the good for all of us. So even though you may feel that you have every reason to be angry or to hurt, understand that hate is constricting not just you, but everyone. And love, on the other hand, is expanding everyone, including you. And finally, fear. Fear shuts down love and promotes more of itself. So when you are feeling fear, even if it's understandable fear, try to reach from your heart for that loving vibration from the divine. Call on that. Allow that to expand. Not only will it help the fear dissipate, it will help you be stronger and have more courage and to see the different possibilities that are available to you so you won't have to interact with fear. Fear is an indication that something is wrong. When you acknowledge the fear and say, okay, hey, something's wrong, and don't run away from it, but say, okay, thanks, fear, for showing me that I got something that I need to work on. Thank you to the fear, but then let it go. Dive deep into your heart space and say, what is it that I need to understand so that I can release this fear? Something, I must be out of alignment in some way, or this fear wouldn't be here. How can I release it and return back to that aligned state where all good can flow to me? And the last thing I want to say, and Sirius, you are so welcome. He says, thank you. A very important knowledge. Amen. And the last thing I want to say is love and acceptance for yourself. Make sure you are included in this equation. You, as empathic beings, love to accept everyone and criticize yourself. Love and acceptance for all, including yourself, will put you in right standing with the divine. Right standing brings abundance and ease of manifestation. And right standing is available to all. It has nothing to do with whether or not you have made a mistake. It has everything to do with whether or not you are willing to create a personal relationship with the divine. And everyone can create that relationship. No one, no matter what they have done in the past, will be denied that relationship. However, you must do the work. You cannot ask someone else to do it for you or expect the divine to chase you around. They are going to ask you to open your heart and welcome them in instead of closing them off. So that's all the time that I have for today. As I said, next week, we're going to dive deep into this understanding of words. I so appreciate you all for being here. If you know someone you feel would benefit from this, please invite them. We're here every Tuesday at 3. And Fiona says, hello, long time. Good to hear from you as well. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, it's not Fiona, it's Flora. Flora K. Thank you for coming. Please come back next Tuesday and bring your friends. We want the whole world to have this information because we can change the world with love, but we are only going to create a deeper darkness if we run away or hide in fear or hatred or anger. So let's invite everyone to share with us every Tuesday at 3 p.m. and bring your questions and your comments. And especially if you have something that you want me to share, please either send me an email or put it here in the comments. Hey, can you talk about this? I will be more than happy to do that at another time. So until next time, I got to go work with some of my favorite people. And that's the other thing I want to mention. If you feel you want to dive deeper, there are many ways you can do it. The first thing is get on my mailing list. You'll see the link there in the comments. Or come join us in our community, My Heart's Desire. You can get all access to all of the techniques the angels have given me and are continuing to give me, and do it with the self-help program for $11.11 a month. It is harder work because you won't have my guidance, but it is affordable for everyone. Or you can sign up for group counseling, and that's going to be a little more expensive, but then you will get the guidance. And that's where I'm going to go right now, is to go spend time with one of my groups that is just filled with amazing, fabulous beings like you. And Audrey said, "Aw." She says it's fantastic. All of you are so fantastic. I cannot tell you how much joy and love and fabulousness you all bring to my life. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a vital part of this community. And please bring someone else that you think could really benefit from this, because I want to make a difference in the world and I cannot do it without you. So until next time, I'm sending you all my love and my deepest gratitude. Thanks so much, everyone.